Are we live?
We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Domains. It is so glad to see you guys all here. If everyone wouldn't care to go ahead, like, and repost the space on whatever platform you happen to be on, that'd be super cool. Get more people in here so we can get more questions and we can all learn some more stuff. Dad, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's Monday night. You know what that means?
It's actually college football playoff night, so I think it says a lot that I'm sitting here with you guys and not, I prefer your guys' company over that for the next 30 minutes. So
minor league football hasn't been the same since they went to free agency.
Okay.
Is that mean?
Football has a
Whoa.
much better fan base than any professional league football to ever exist. Thank you.
We will have to have that debate live on Monday Night Domains.
Live on Monday Night Domains, Julie takes down her dad on why college football is better than NFL. Excellent.
Gotcha.
But in terms of domains, how's everything going? How's your Monday? We talked a lot about January being the start of the year. Everyone's starting some new domain habits. What's going on?
Yeah, no sales today, so I'm a little sad. I like to usually be able to get that little sale. Hold on, I'm retweeting the room here.
Everyone should do the same.
Live with Restream.
Let me
go to my other X account. Hold on. If you guys haven't started playing around with multiple X accounts, I recommend it, especially if you have your own TLD like I do on Free Name. Or you have times when you want to follow different things and not mess up your regular algorithm and things like that. So
I've got a Twitter for fashion. I've got a Twitter for CFD, which is also my domain's Twitter. I've got a Twitter for college sports, and I have a Twitter for pro sports.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is a lot of times you'll have different contests and things like that. Especially in crypto, where you get points and you get different, you get some free airdrops or things like that if you go ahead and you like and you follow and you invite 3 people and stuff like that. And so sometimes, just to speak from experience, you might want to do that on a sub account. You know what I mean? You may want to you have friends that know you as a crypto person. You may not want to potentially blast it out to everybody. And so,
agreed. Sometimes you like to release to yourself, and a lot of times if you end up, a lot of those are like, follow this account plus 4 others, and then you end up following a lot of accounts that you may or may not want to actually see what their content is. Not that I would do that ever.
So I'm exhausted, Julie, if you want to know the truth.
Okay, what's going on, Dad?
As a digital assets investor, I am exhausted. It was a crazy, crazy weekend.
My phone did not stop going off for the entire weekend from some of my domain group chats. I did not get the chance to look into what happened.
It was a crazy weekend. Let me see if I can, okay, I'll do entire screen, share. All right, here we go. So on Friday night, I went to bed. Can you see my screen?
My word. Yeah.
And when I went to bed, if I would have been listening to the Twitter on January 17th at 8 o'clock, I could have bought the coin Trump for 70 cents. And everyone thought it was a scam. It was like, okay, there's another Trump coin, because anyone who wants can start one of these meme coins. And there was even some people on some spaces, and on Friday nights, they say, hey, everybody, we're just chilling. We're just hanging out. You can't even talk crypto. You can't pitch your project. You can't do anything. We're just talking. You know what I mean? We're just chilling out. And this one guy's like, I hate to break the rules. And they're like, that's it. You're out. And he's like, it's a Trump coin. It's official. And he looked, and it was on Trump's official feed. And then everyone's like, oh, it must have got hacked. So then it was at 70 cents to $4 to $8 to $12. Now, at this time, when it was $12, the whole coin was worth $1 billion. And then it went up to $28, which is whatever. It topped out at $71, which was within 5 hours, they had created a coin with a market cap of $13 billion.
My word.
And then it went down to 7 billion, and then it went up to 10 billion. And then on Sunday, Melania coin came out, and that dropped 4 billion because everybody went and bought Melania. And then that's now gone from a billion down to 400,000.
Has
But
there been
while
a
this
Vance?
was happening, what's that?
Has there been a Vance coin yet?
There hasn't. Well, there's a bunch of them, but none of them are officially. This one was actually tweeted about by the Trump organization and his
Oh,
crypto company and Eric Trump. And so, but while that was happening, when you buy and sell digital assets, you a lot of times you don't use dollars. You have to use another cryptocurrency. It's
right.
kind of like buying property on the game Monopoly, the board game Monopoly. And you have to use Monopoly money to buy them. You can't like play Monopoly with your friends and bring in real money, right? So
Thankfully.
the coin that you had to use was Solana. So if you look at the coin that was being used to buy this stuff, it had this crazy 7-day journey from 183 to 290, back down to 230, up to 230. And when
Okay.
this happened, that Trump coin
I have a
ended up with
comment.
over 800,000 holders of digital assets. And that's the part that relates to domains.
I have
Is
a comment.
800, yeah.
I sold all of my Solana on Thursday because I wanted to have as much money in my account to pay for my car.
Yeah. Who knew?
That's because I saw something about Solana being high in some of my chats, and I was like, oh, I missed out. No, no way it was that cool. They're all crazy. I had over $100 in Solana, which is not that much considering what
Right.
other
But
people
no, but
invested
that's
in. But for a Julie, that's a lot of money, especially whenever it increases.
well, but you still knew what was important about that money, and that's the most important thing in crypto is the money that you have in crypto, you have to know how important it is to you. And the only way to be totally crazy in crypto is to do it with money that you just don't need. You know what I mean? So I sold half when Ethereum was going up and down on Sunday. I sold half of my Ethereum, and I just told myself I don't know whether it's going to go up or down. So I'm going to be half exposed to it, and I'm either going to be half right or half wrong, but I'm not going to be because I'm not watching it every day. My main business is still domain name investing. I
Right.
believe I can buy a domain name for $50 and over the next 3 years sell it for 2,000, and that would be like Solana going to $5,000. So that's the way I look at it. So I don't invest my domain money in crypto. And when I make money on domains, I put a little bit of it in crypto because once I put it there, it's like
Yeah.
it's over there. So I hear
I
what you're
have
saying.
a
But anyway,
I have a
but here's
regular.
what's important. So when this happened, we're getting more people to understand digital assets. And here's the lessons that I learned 25 years ago investing in domains. Digital assets trade 24/7, 365. You don't wait till the bank's open, go to Starbucks
It's
in the
not a
morning,
stock
get
market.
your coffee, drive to work. At 9:30, the bank's open and the stock market opens. You trade your regular real assets until 4 o'clock, and then you go home and and so that's one of the things. So all this happened from when the SEC shut down on Friday under the old administration. So then Trump launches the coins under, he knows he's going to be the new president anyway. So that's the first thing to
That's
talk
insane.
about digital assets 24/7, 365. Two, in Web3 domains and in Web3 assets, there's transparency. People could look right away and look at the main wallet that was owning this and see what else it owned and see it was the same wallet that was owned by this company, World Liberty Financial, which is run by Eric Trump. And, there's this transparency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't like you have to call your college buddy and see if he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
That's fine.
The
And
last thing is for everyone out there is like, this is all. A lot of people said, that's it. I'm leaving crypto forever. Now anyone can get into crypto. I'm leaving it forever. And what they don't realize is that a lot of people, I think, Julie, especially in your generation, they think the regular financial markets are rigged. You know what I mean? Citigroup and AT&T and the big corporations and the big stock market companies and the banks who charge you fees. And so you tell them that there's a new one that's rigged. They're like, I'm used to everything being rigged, but
Yep.
at least this one I may be able to get on. And that thirst is something that you and I have talked about a lot. You know, hopefully we'll be able to educate people over the next couple of years about how a domain name, as opposed to a meme coin, is a digital asset. You can own it. It doesn't matter what college you went for, where you grew up, whether your family's rich. It is player to player, your bag. You know, if you come up with a great name and you sell it, you keep the money. You don't anyone can do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be talking about.
I'll tell you one thing that I think is fun about digital assets and crypto and everything is because the market's always open. It's always, once again, all that happened over the weekend. The people that benefit the most are the people that put the most work, time, and heart into it. Like, we call you guys crazy for a reason. I know that, like, I do well in the side of domains that I'm on because, I do it off the clock, whatever. But, people like you, your domains all the time. It's always on your mind. You always have your Google alerts on. And the people that kind of, because I feel like in some other markets, you can put as much as you want into it, but if you don't have the insider knowledge, if you don't have the insider secrets, if you don't know all the little backstories, and if you don't have the most money to put into it, then you're not going to get the most out of it. But now it's the people who work hard and are up at 1 a.m. to see this happen and to see the trend and see it and immediately get on their computers and start investing in it. They're not out partying like they're, that's who really gets the most out of it, which I think is something that's a really fun concept.
Yeah, and a shout out to Ish Millie, who did the Domain Expo last year. He has a Saturday group, and he tweeted out to his Twitter group when the Melania coin came out, and he didn't hold back. As soon as he found out about it, now you always say, do your own research, mind your own bag, which means, hey, don't invest in something because I said, but he was
Right.
at least letting people know it was there. And so he has another phrase he uses, which is your network is your net worth. You know what I mean? And so being on some groups, having your notifications on, the one guy who told a lot of people about it, I mean, how many people get the thing to follow Donald Trump and they don't, right? He had his notifications on. He had his thing that told him Trump tweets official coin just launched. You know what I mean? And even though, and you're right to be, he was right to be questioning of it, right? But then you do your work. So here's how it relates to domains.
Yes.
If you were going to hear about this coin and all of a sudden you had to get Solana in a wallet or an exchange, and you had to sign up for an exchange account like Coinbase, and then you had to get your bank account connected to move your money to Coinbase, to move your money to a phantom wallet, to be able to buy the Trump coin, at the same time that it's doubling and tripling, you're going to be on tilt. You're not going to make good decisions. So you would have wanted to have already explored a wallet, already explored having Solana ready. And in domains, it's the same thing. If you find out that there's a new thing, like the hottest thing in domains right now is agent, AI agent. AI agents are going to rule the world. Hey, can you build me an AI agent? We could build a fashion AI agent. Salesforce.com, Matthew McConaughey, AI agent. So when that hits, you want to know, like, where are my little honey holes that I go to find names that no one else knows about? Where is, otherwise you're just following, right, Julie? As opposed to going, no, like I know exactly where I want to go. So
yeah, have your own toolbox, have everything ready.
Ooh, I like that. Have your own toolbox. I like that.
I think I definitely did get it from somewhere because you're like, oh, keep this in like your marketing toolbox. Keep this in your, oh no, I got it from art. Keep this in your keep this technique in your artist toolbox. But I agree because a lot of domains are going along with pop culture because you're like we're kind of past the point where you can invest in a word just because it's a word and no one else has bought it yet. Like we're waiting, like anytime there's a new term, a new piece of slang, whatever, that's going to go off and that's going to happen instantaneously. So have your toolbox loaded, funded, knowing where you're going to go. And also if someone makes an offer, if someone presents like, hey friends, I'm selling this for the next 5 minutes for $10, kind of have that ready on what you want. I think that's what we touched on last week where you said whenever things went on sale, you were able to look at your watch list because you already had it. You didn't have to go through and look through all the names and see what you liked versus what you didn't.
Yeah, that's a great summary. And I think what you want to do in domains, I've got a new tool to share with everybody.
Okay.
This is called DNpedia. So kind of like Wikipedia,
I'll use this.
but with the letters DNpedia. And Julie, you and I use this to monitor CFD, you know, where we can look and see who registers. So what I did was, the reason I was trying to find this was if I would have been looking at this, I would have seen that on the 18th, somebody registered melaniameme.com. I'm sorry, the 17th. And I could have used it to know that that coin was coming out. So once I found it and I remembered it, and then this whole AI agent thing came out. So what I'm doing here is I've typed in the date today, January 20th, and this is telling me what domains were registered today in .com, although I could put in any TLD, with the word agent. So just today alone, 217 domains were registered.
Wow.
And I'll blow this up a little bit so you can see it. But, you know, you get a sense of agentiza, agent XR, agenics. Oh, agenic is a new word now. That's really big too.
I like that. I said I like that one.
Yeah, so then you'll sit there and you'll go, oh, I just learned a new word, agenic. What is agenic AI? Discover the power of agenic AI and how it helps enterprises streamline their operations. What is the meaning of the word agenic? Agenic. So now by looking at one agent, you know what I mean? All of a sudden you see all this agenic, you know? And so this is what people are able to buy for regular reg fee. All these names are registered today. And what you're trying to do as a domain investor is say this name right here, Agent Works, Agent WRX, okay? Say the person that bought that, what they really wanted might have been Agent Works spelled out correctly. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you would have owned that name and they would have looked at GoDaddy and you would have had that name listed on their marketplace, which is called Afternic, it would have showed up that they could buy agentworks.com for a certain price. Like I have some fantasy football names. I have fantasyupdate.com. So see how if someone wanted to type that name in at GoDaddy, it would say this domain's available for $3,500 and they would buy it and that's my listing and I would get that money. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to jump and try to predict what people will buy. And like you said, Julie, people have already taken all the words, you know, blue, brown, red, stock, insurance. So sometimes as a domain investor, you don't want to go crazy, but you do have to look at these new words that enter into society. You know what I mean?
Slang, pop culture.
What's that?
It's slang and pop culture, a beautiful thing.
But let me tell you, if you think you're early, you're not early. People are now. That being said, it'll be interesting to see when agenic came about. So that's kind of to give you an idea of what you're looking for. So then if you look at this, like look at these people are getting agenic dash programmer, agenic dash researcher.
Wow, we're already down to the dashes?
Yeah. So that's what happens because yeah. Because they think everything else is taken, so they go get what they can for $10, right?
Yeah. What's available in the XYZ?
What's that?
What's available in XYZ?
That's a good question. Let's see what's.
I'm occasionally smart.
Let's see.
And then we have a question for more than SEO.
All right, hold on. I'm going to see if I can look and see what was registered in XYZ today.
I can look up.
Here we go. Agenic voice, agenic boyfriend, agent edge. So in the lesser TLDs, you should be able to get better names.
They're less valuable, but they're still. I mean, XYZ is a good.
Yeah. So let's see if we just go with now. What'll happen is if you go to a registrar, they'll like I asked for a Genic, and they're showing me a Genic.Miami, right?
Because Miami paid to be there.
What's that?
Because Miami paid to be there.
Exactly. So then they're going to show me some other people that paid, like .sucks paid to show me a Genic sucks. And then they're going to give me some choices like these third levels. Then they're going to give me some premiums, right? But then you're going to get a Genic online, which sounds awesome, and it's $900 the first year, and then $31 a year. A Genic.golf isn't terrible. And see how it's got this teaser price of $8 the first year? And even though renewals are $56, now again, do your own research, take care of your money, but a lot of times you're like, hey, for $8, I get a year of a Genic.golf, you know?
The tool that we used last week, that wouldn't cover that one. That doesn't have any other TLDs in it, right? The one where you can type in the first word and it'll show you a bunch of like popular second word.
No, that just does .com. Yeah. But let's see, a Genic.dog would be $55 a year. My Agentic is $20,000. And then it gets into a bunch of other ones. So anyway, so those are some of the things that I'm going to do. And then I'll finish up with this, and then I'll get to the question. The other thing that got announced was that when you think about there's Web 2 domain names, and then there's Web 3 domain names. There's Web 3 domain names, and there's Web 3 TLDs. Well, the Trump group, the same company, World Liberty, they went and registered their own Web 3 domain names in .eth. They got worldliberty.eth, trumpcoin.eth, erictrump.eth, barontrump.eth. And so they bought a bunch of Ethereum, and so they were going into these .eth Web 3 domain names. And then, of course, if you're like me, you say to yourself, like Trump kept talking about the golden age today, so I may go look on Freename, and I may want to get goldenage.usa for $30. Even though it's not a TLD that's resolvable everywhere, it's kind of cool in that it's goldenage.usa. And if I made that my Twitter, just used it as my digital identity, then that would be it. Let's see, I'll do a Genic.metaverse. And so when you're at Freename, you can either buy a domain name, $25, or you can actually buy a TLD. So I think .agenic is taken, but let's see. The only way to know if it's taken is to look. Yep, it's taken.
Nah.
Anyway.
Well, more than SEO's question is actually on that term. He said, since Trump's team bought 4 ENS domains in recent days, all .eth, how can we leverage this to help people become interested in Web3 domains, buying their first SLDs, buying on their TLDs?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like if I was in my old school salesman days, I would always carry around magazine articles, printed off things, collateral that would help me as I was talking about something. So right now, I don't know if I'd lead with Trump.eth, therefore all .eths are available, you know what I mean? But at the same point, if someone says, well, no one's going into Web3, where your domain name can be your wallet address, yes, some people are going into Web3, like Trump, you know what I mean?
I think if anything, it speaks to the credibility of Web3. Right now, we're still getting over some people think crypto is a scam, and now we have a very influential figure who is known for being smart with money investing in it.
And for instance, if your name was Julie Howe, you might want to get juliehowe.eth.
I can't see the screen. Is that available?
Oh, hold on. I did present. Hold on.
No, I can see the screen. It's whenever you show it, I have to keep the comments open, and it's just very small, and I have very bad eyes.
Yeah, so Julie Howe. And this is vision.io. That's where I go to look now. It's $5. You always have to look at the gas because you have to connect your wallet, and it's going to be $5 a year because .eth names have renewals, and the gas is 11. That's pretty low, so this wouldn't be a bad time. This gas got up to 250 over the weekend when crypto was going crazy. But Vision.io, they're also starting to show. Remember how we talked about Web 2 going to Web 3? So here we have Web 3 marketplace Vision now showing Web 2 domain names like juliehowe.com is available for $4,995.
Pretty solid, pretty cool out there.
juliehowe.xyz is available for $2.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. So I think that my answer is that I think it's a good thing to have, but I think you would rather have someone have a more direct reason to want a Web3 domain and then have that in the background as because it does make a nice wallet address if you're selling things, if you're accepting cryptocurrency. All along the way, you're trying to exude trust and confidence. You know what I mean? And say we did a contest and we said, go ahead and send 10 or 0.01 SOL, which is like $5. Send 0.01 SOL to mondaynightdomains.sol and we'll send you our ebook or something. You know what I mean? And so the fact that it's mondaynightdomains.sol, you're sending Solana, it's just all part of this package to be having, credibility.
Keep it in your toolbox for when it becomes relevant.
There you go.
Also know your audience, kind of thing.
So big weekend, holiday here, inauguration day here. So I think people can get back to work tomorrow. Julie, I'm gonna let you go watch the playoff game. I think that it should be a busy week. We've got some fashion stuff to do this week.
Oh my gosh, I have a to-do list a mile long, so you guys keep an eye out.
Gotcha. I picked up some more CFD names that I'll share with you later this week. I picked up.
Can't wait.
Okay, I won't tell you. I'll tell you next week. I'll tell everyone next week.
Okay.
All right. See you, everybody. Thanks, More Than SEO. Thanks, iHeart Domains.
Bye.